Hi, this is Brenna Davis. Today I'll be discussing how Study Island is used as a strategy to implement an RTI model. So, about Study Island, I always think it's interesting when you talk about these new technology websites and um, places that kids can go to learn online when it was founded because, we're in that boom of technology implementation and new websites and things being created every day. So it was founded in 2000. It's made for grades kindergarten through 12th. It's state specific to content standards, so it goes by state, which is really helpful. I know that a lot of people don't like teaching to the test, but sometimes you just have to do it. So it's nice that the lessons on Study Island are broken down by state standard. It covers content in the areas of math, reading, writing, science, and social studies, and it's made for all students. I know that this follows the RTI model. However, just because students who are receiving intervention supports or I guess supports to prevent intervention in the RTI sense, it's not made just for those kids. All kids can use it. Students who are on level can benefit from it, and students who are below level can benefit from it. I said that this was tier 2. I kind of had a difficult time deciding where to place it, but I kind of placed it in tier 2 based on the idea that it is standard but also individualized instruction, so it could be done in a small group depending on which level you're at. So students who are way, way low, they're going to get, it's a standardized instruction for them, but it's also individualized because they're getting instruction at their level. I said that the multiple skills were addressed in the supports, so you're not just focusing on one skill. It's got a few, and then it's research validated. So one thing that about tier 3 that was kind of pulling me towards it was the fact that tier 3 is based off specialized programs for students, which the Study Island is a specialized program. Also, Study Island can be done at home, and that's something that you'll find a lot in tier 3 strategies. So students, what they do, basically, I used a similar program to Study Island when I was doing my student teaching. It wasn't Study Island, but it was really great. Students got a lot from it. They logged in on their own each day, and so this is what they do for Study Island. They'll log in on their own, and then they kind of complete the learning objectives by themselves, at their computer by themselves at their own pace. And what they're doing, whether it be reading a passage and answering questions for comprehension, whether it's putting pictures together in the right order or creating a writing piece based off of a prompt that was given, or even if it's just playing games to practice those skills or to introduce those skills. They're doing all of those things combined. So it's not one thing or the another. It's, it's differentiated. It's different each time they get on. Multiple modalities are met. So it supports the learning process and builds off of students' enthusiasm for technology with engaging interactive lessons and activities. So both going through the lessons by themselves and then carrying that over and showing their knowledge through activities. And it says students can work through the web-based program at their own pace, or teachers can guide students through the program. So I have a picture over there on the right of a game that is part of Study Island. So it's not just playing games, though. I know our students would probably appreciate that, but there are times where they're reading a piece and then answering questions or putting things in order on a timeline or things like that. Whatever specific content area it has to do with. Some of the features that I really liked, there's tons of them. So practice built from your state standards, which I already addressed, interactive lessons and activities, so students are just sitting there being lectured to, they're doing it. Progress monitoring in real time, which is huge. You can keep track of what the students are doing and how they're doing on specific objectives while it's happening. So after each time they get off the computer, you already know where they're at. Technology enhanced item types, which we are so huge in technology now, so that's great. At times can be a little overwhelming. Built-in remediation, so if the students are going through a lesson and they're not doing well, the computer will automatically, kind of regress a little bit and go back and cover the skill maybe again, or practice a little more before they keep moving on. Other features, so constructed response, hot text, multiple response, hotspot. I'm not going to read all those for you, but lots of different ways for not only teachers to see like graphical gap match, where you can see where they're having gaps, or it's easy for teachers to look at multiple response or multiple choice answers, but also, for students, there's audio, there's fill in the blank, there's drawing, and multi-part answers that come together. So they're not just answering the same type of questions. It's kind of differentiated and it comes in different ways, and that's really great for students who are struggling. They're not just sitting down with paper and pencil answering the same extended response question. So links on how to, the first one was actually a research report, but it gave a ton of information on Study Island and really explained very well the connection to RTI, so I really appreciated that, so I threw that in there. And then the second one was from the Study Island website, but super great for teachers and parents. It had videos explaining how to do specific tasks on the website. So in this case, it was more teacher-oriented, how to set up your classroom and how to track your kids' progress and things like that. But for parents as well, just getting a better understanding of how it all works and what the students' answers and what they're doing is correlating into is good for parents to know. A couple other helpful links that I found. The first one gave just some more background into it and how to use it and how students will navigate it by themselves. And then the second one gave some good information, just kind of supporting Study Island and why it's so helpful for students. So that's Study Island. I definitely think it's a great program for schools to get into. The only issues I would say are probably cost. It is very expensive. However, we used a daily 5 method while I was doing student teaching, and the students pretty much ran it themselves. We were in 3rd grade, so it was a little easier for them, but very self-directed, which is fantastic, and individualized, and that's huge, especially for struggling readers, for them to do it at their own pace and to kind of get the instruction that they need, that not the whole class needs, but specifically that they need.